He would be given the name Jushin Liger in 89, and he would become Jushin Thunder Liger the following year, which is when he would debut the suit that we know now, right? Because in the anime, it would evolve, and he would become not Jushin Liger, but Jushin Thunder Liger. And so he evolved with the anime.
It's pretty wild that they were so committed to having him follow a story to a currently evolving anime.
They really stayed committed, especially with what the cost of.
Do you think Jushin Liger was in the anime? That would be cool.
I don't think it was.
No,
I don't think it was. But Travis, you know what time it is.
Pop quiz time.
Hell yeah.
Travis, now I'm sure you could tell what this pop quiz was going to be about, but it's well known that Jushin Thunder Liger is based on an anime of the same name and has become incredibly famous over the wrestling world, spanning 30 years. How many episodes did the anime Jushin Liger run for? Is it A, 43, B, 82, C, 103, or D, 368?
I feel like there's only two answers here. And that's either 43 or 368. It either ran for really short or really long. I'm going to go with 43 episodes.
You are 100% correct.
Yes! Oh. So,
it ran for one season, for 1 year.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So to answer your question of a Jushin Liger, I doubt it. For him to not debut for another 6 years.
That's fair. Yeah. Unless they just jammed it all in that one season.
Hey, you know what?
Or maybe Jushin Liger's had like a Brian Gewirtz situation with the
got
manga
secret
or
writer.
the anime writer, yeah, and he's like, "This is what you must do. You must retire this year. Jushin Liger must come out at this time."
Jushin Liger should come back because ever since he's gone, COVID has been rampant.
Fuck, you're right.
I think we just need Liger just to come back.
Yeah,
That's my thoughts on it.
you're probably right.
I think so too. Too.
Edge returns, Liger retires. Coincidence? I think they should reverse this situation and make the world right again.
Sorry, Ed, you're gone. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
tough love. I don't really care.
You think you know me? Oh, yeah. But we might as well get into our first match of the evening, and that is Jushin Thunder Liger taking on Ultimo Dragon. This is from January 4th, 1993. New Japan's fantastic story coming from Tokyo, Japan in the Tokyo Dome, 63,500 in attendance. But also on this show, it's a kind of a mixed bag because Travis, JR, and Tony Schiavone, AEW commentators, call this match.
The thing that I love the most in this world is Jim Ross calling my Japanese wrestling.
But when you got no other option other than Japanese, you can't understand what they're saying anyways.
Oh yeah, it's better than having Jim Ross and fucking Ventura or Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
I would much rather that, but JR's got these weird mannerisms that's only like good for like American wrestling, and like that's a good power move right there. Or like he's not used to it, and he fucking hard pronounces these A's and all this kind of stuff, and I don't know, like it's nice. Tony's my boy.
Tony's my boy too, but it is really cool just to hear JR and Tony Schiavone on this random fucking match that we're watching from Japan.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, 100%.
But we have Sting defeating Hiroshi Hase.
Hiroshi Hase.
Is it Hase? Fair enough. Whatever. Masa Saito taking on Shinya Hashimoto. Or sorry, Saito and Hashimoto taking on Dustin Rhodes and Scott Norton. Because this is basically WCW versus New Japan.
Yeah,
right?
I think
with a little bit of war sprinkled in.
I think this is like the third year in a row, or like this.
Yes. Yes. Then we had, let's see here, Great Muta defeated Masahiro Chono for the NWA heavyweight title / IWGP heavyweight title. So I guess they had both of them together at the time, and that was a 4.25 star match. Actually, no, that was a 4.25 star match. Then we had the Hellraisers.
That's Hawk and
Power Warrior. I
who
can't
was
remember
he?
his name. I can't remember his name.
Akira Hokuto's husband.
He
He was on all the Nitros.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name
I
either.
can't remember his name. They would defeat. Actually, no, double count out with the Steiner brothers, and Fujinami would defeat Ishikawa, and then Tenryu would defeat Riki Choshu in a 4-star match. The tag team match was also 4 stars as well.
A lot of Japanese wrestlers I've never watched before, but are all legendary names.
Oh, yeah.
I know them. But.
Oh yeah. It's akin to, like, now mind you, these guys were wrestling much earlier, so like you can't really compare them completely with like Superstar Billy Graham, or you know what I mean, like those names. Fridge or not Fridge, Ernie Ladd.
Oh yeah,
right,
Ernie
like
Ladd.
those guys. Where are you gonna find decent footage to watch them? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's not even any point. It's like, okay, yeah, they're yeah, okay.
Some 40s shit looks better now than like 70s wrestling.
70s WWF is
Just
awful.
the film on a goddamn potato.
Oh man, and everything it's the worst wrestling. Like WWF in the 70s. Like I don't mean like 70s wrestling, but just WWF. I've watched a bit of it on like the network and 24/7 and stuff. Holy fuck, dude.
It's not my thing. It's not my thing. 80s WWF is barely my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So take that and shove it, brah.
Take that and shove it.
This is an excerpt from New Japan's 30 Years of Liger, and I figured, it's very fitting to say here. As tensions between War and New Japan Pro Wrestling escalated at the end of 1992, Dragon would wrestle and defeat El Samurai that November to lift the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship off of him. With promotional pride at stake, Liger, remembering top of the Super Juniors and his victory over Samurai, stepped forward as New Japan's best Super Junior Heavyweight and is taking on Ultimo Dragon, who is the champion right now. And so there's a little bit of a backstory on the war between no pun intended, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's really, really funny. Just like, so we got WCW commentators in this video. We have a New Japan wrestler who wrestles sometimes for WCW, and Ultimo Dragon, who wrestles for War. And it's like WCW season was like, oh, we gotta get him. He's got it. He fucks up a lot, but
Yeah, it's also early on though.
very early on in his career. Like, it was 1993, right? Like,
I thought he was fine.
There was a couple spots where he would noticeably mess up, but everything outside of that was very good.
And if you think about it, we don't actually see him on American programming for another 3 years.
Yeah, 96.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't go to ECW, right?
No,
he would go to Mexico because he trained in Mexico, and he would go back and forth between Mexico and Japan, and then he would wind up in WCW, just one of the best cruiserweight wrestlers of all time.
What a strange career he has.
Yeah.
Like, so underrated. Absolutely underrated.
Yeah. And you know what else is underrated? Lager's fucking suit.
Blution?
Yeah, Blution, Pabst Blue Thunder Lager.
So I was wondering, is he the original Master Wado? Or Master Wado?
Master Wado?
Master Wado?
What's his gimmick? He's blue. Da-ba-dee-da-ba-da.
Or, like, is Liger really into, like, the elements? The earth elements? Like, water, fire.
Thunder. Thunder's not an element. Thunder.
Lightning. Thunder and lightning. Or maybe he's like earth. He's just an earthy guy,
He likes.
Or
he's just not a fan of earth.
He really likes the newspaper joke. What's black? Oh,
and white and red all over.
Black and blue. I was gonna say black and blue and red all. Fucking stone, man.
You fucking stoner.
My joke's out the window.
Oh, god damn.
I like how you're doing that.
Dragon's music and his headdress didn't do him any favors in my book.
That was a very Native American headdress.
Very, but it just didn't look very well done.
It's not a getup that fits him.
No, because it didn't even look like a dragon. He's a dragon. Why doesn't it?
You could totally just get rid of the headdress and just have him breathe fire, and it'll be like, okay, he's a dragon. He's the ultimate dragon. He's breathing fire.
Steamboat did it.
If he was breathing blue fire, and it's like, oh wow, there's a theme going on here
Blue. Everything's blue.
and then the Blue Man Group show up. Like,
That'll be better music than what he had.
yeah.
It's fucking horrible music that he had. But at one point in time, I did check over, because what I did was I played the audio from the WCW version underlaid over my New Japan World version, and I was just watching this ultimate version of it.
You found this on New Japan World?
Yeah, this match. I sent it to you on Twitter, but you said you already watched it.
Yeah, I just steamrolled through it one
It's
night.
the only match I could find on New Japan World. But I did listen to the Japanese commentating, and it's everyday Japanese commentating, but like the Japanese announcer in the ring, like being a Japanese announcer in the early 90s, that was a fucking lifestyle. These motherfuckers look like pirates and shit.
The
Captain
weird
Crunch.
shoulder thing.
Yes, like these guys are so fucking dope looking. It's like, you know it, like Emil from GCW's got his cool bootleg shirts. Like that's one thing, but these dudes, man, like fuck, you put them on cereal boxes, man. These guys are ready.
And they can just unleash all sorts of energy.
Oh yeah, like there's no more energetic announcer than a Japanese announcer.
In the 90s.
Oh, especially in the 90s. Yeah. I fucking love it. Love it. And even this match, I thought the exchange back and forth was great. These guys have such amazing footwork. And you can tell.
I wrote the same thing.
Did you?
Down. I wrote
a bunch of fucking losers.
The counter wrestling and footwork between these guys was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it really was.
The mat wrestling, it's because both these guys did the Mexican style. They took that trek, they learned the style, and they are fucking doing just tremendous work. And there's a point where like Liger's locking in a figure four, but he puts him in a pretzel. And then once he takes them out, Ultimo Dragon locks in a grapevine reverse chin lock and then a bow and arrow, and it's just all kinds of mat wrestling, and they're going back and forth, and they're not actually standing up for this.
Yeah.
It's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, it was. It really was. I thought this match was very good. It's also very refreshing to see this Liger.
Yeah.
Me as a fan, I've only ever really seen Liger from TNA forward. It's definitely since he joined the heavyweight division and before he adapted a different style, right? So like he has long been not the high flyer that he is here, or as quick or as crisp, and injuries would affect that, and he would, between these two matches that we're talking about, we'll talk a little bit about his injuries. But I love it, just seeing him here as this, and it's like, this is Liger. This is everything that you strive to see.
And what's funny is that the only times that we've actually really done Liger besides for Bound for Glory 2005 would have been him and Ray, which is post brain tumor.
Yeah.
And him and Pillman, which is a different match. It's not this style.
No.
It's a great match. It's Pillman's best match he's ever had in his life.
And yeah.
But
like, if you can't have a great match with Liger, though, it's on you.
It's still the best match he's ever had in his life.
Yeah.
And like, this is another animal. And we'll get to another animal later because his matches with Sasuke, his matches with Muta, they're all different.
Yes. And if you're wondering, I don't hear a Sasuke one here, it's like, join the Patreon, motherfucker. Join the Patreon.
Yeah. You get that third dose, you get the booster shot.
Yeah, the booster shot, the triple feature. So, if you go to get your COVID shot, don't ask them for the triple feature. That's exclusive to us. You got to come to us for all your wrestling pharmaceutical needs.
And if you're unvaccinated, then it's just your triple espresso.
Yeah, triple espresso, whatever, man. We'll still take your money. I don't give a shit. One thing because one thing we really haven't dived into is the couple mess ups that Ultimo Dragon ran into, and both of them were the exact same thing. Him trying to dive off the top turnbuckle, and he would slip as he's trying to throw his momentum and fall.
This homie's got a problem with slipping.
He does. He needs some new shoes.
Whoa. I mean, he also slipped on the WrestleMania 20 stage.
He did too. I had that.
Maybe he brought the boots from fucking Tokyo Dome 93 out that night.
I'm going to avenge these boots. I will not slip. Yeah, it's a shame too, because like the second time it happens, the Japanese crowd breaks character and they actually start giggling, and it's like, oh, I feel bad for that, because like, usually the Japanese crowd are just like, ooh, and then silence. And then it was just like, it's just like, man, I feel so bad for you, Ultimo Dragon.
Well, the one mess up, though, where Liger is sitting there and he was supposed, or no, oh, wait, that was Sasuke, wasn't it? Where he sits there and he claps, and he's like, "Oh, whoa."
Yeah, no, that's the Sasuke. That's the
Sasuke
fuck,
one, I'm sorry, because that's a classic one right there.
It is. But no, Liger would hit a powerbomb followed by a swanton to the outside. Dragon would hit a springboard, a Sai moonsault to the outside. Just crashes ass first into the guardrail. Just not his night at all. He would then attempt a victory roll, but get slammed into the mat. Pat's Blue Liger would then show off some of his big dick energy. The end of the match really comes out of nowhere, though, where Liger hits a top rope Frankensteiner and picks up the victory. That is outside of Ultimo Dragon with those couple mess ups. The ending kind of felt a little flat to me.
Yeah, the ending fell flat to me because I don't know if it's that it fell flat, but I think that this intensity with Liger and how aggressive he is towards his finishing sequences, where, like, I don't know, Liger seems unforgiving to me in a way. Yeah. Like, the way that he tries to carry himself, which is unusual. I always thought that Liger was this, like, fun-spirited, like, haha, I'm going to win the match, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Yeah, that's old Liger.
It is old Liger, yeah. I'm not used to it.
No,
this dude, though.
That's why I really like...
He's got this swagger to him.
Yeah. Especially even the Muda, like, in the Muda match, and, like, we'll talk more about it there, but, like, his timing with his music, where it's, like, he hit the do-do-do-do, right? And he's like, whips his hair and stuff and looks at the crowd and points. It's like, bro, you Fabio motherfucker.
Well, he was doing Kishin Liger that night. He was probably
he was jacked to the gills.
Oh, man. Yeah, he was right. He was like, just wait until what you're going to see.
This ain't nothing yet, bro. Oh, fucking hell. But, you have any last things to say about this match?
Well, I didn't write anything about these fuck-ups. And, yeah, it's early on in the Ultimo Dragon's career, but despite anyone being able to have a great match with Jushin Liger, it's just great seeing two guys that are just so fucking good at what they do tear it up.
Yeah. And just like the preface that Dragon would go on top rope, go for a drop kick, but would slip. He would then perform a crossbody to the outside, over the guardrail and into the crowd, and literally land head first at the corner of the table. Like, that was scary as fuck. And then he would try to, what's the other one he tried to do? He'd try crossbody, and his foot would slip. So, and like in a 20-minute match, like, that's an unfortunate turn of events. But the match still, like, then this is just Meltzer's rating. Like, I guess 3.5 stars.
This might have been
3 3/4.
Might have been Ultimo's biggest crowd.
Oh, without a doubt, it was 100%.
And maybe intimidation plays a factor.
He's not in he's not in.
War's a niche environment,
Yeah, he's not at War. He's in New Japan. So weird to say. Wrestling. And like, but you know what's
And
even weirder though?
Wrestling and romance.
Wrestling romance, buddy. Like that's even weirder than calling it war.
I remember reading Jericho's book, the first one that he put out, and figuring out that there is a promotion called Wrestling and Romance.
And the acronym is war.
And that's where Ultimo Dragon would get his start. And I'm like,
Gato?
What? And Gato, I guess, too. But he's talking about him going there and like Ultimo Dragon like becoming a star out of war and like being like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You're telling me he wasn't in All Japan or New Japan?
Yeah, right. I was like, really? Okay, fair enough. I guess I will believe you.
I wonder why New Japan never ever wanted him.
Because you know why? Because New Japan's never. That's Shingo Takagi is an anomaly. New Japan doesn't usually push you unless you're the New Japan guy.
Oh,
That's why Ibushi was so slow to get to the top, because he didn't come from New Japan. He came from DDT.
I always thought that was a loyalty issue where they did like they couldn't lock him down for like a.
Look at Ishii. He's been in New Japan now for like 10, 15
He's the
years.
only dude that like hasn't had an actual fucking reign.
Yeah, because he's an AJPW dude.
Are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?
I'm pretty sure he might be Noah. But
Huh.
he's not a New Japan guy. He spent Suzuki's been in New Japan since fucking
Suzuki's never got the title.
No, and they also shipped him off to Noah for a bit too. And they're like, leave, your whole group go, right? Like, it's like they're and Gaijin's being like AJ Styles. Is
Never
crazy too,
noticed
right?
that
Yeah.
in my fucking life.
That might have lifted, and that might have been more of the old guard. You know
makes
what I mean?
sense,
But,
though.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
That's no better than WWE.
No.
Fuck you all for hating on WWE and loving New Japan. Like,
Yeah.
you're hypocrites. You're all hypocrites.
Man, it's like you any kind of fandom has those hypocrites, though. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I was looking at a tweet from